In the summer of 1925, Carl Jung found himself seated across from a deeply skeptical patient, a rational, scientifically minded woman who'd reached an impasse in therapy. She vividly described a dream from the previous night. Someone had gifted her a golden scarab beetle, an ancient Egyptian symbol of rebirth and transformation. At precisely the moment she shared this detail, a faint but persistent tapping interrupted their conversation. Jung, intrigued, turned towards the window. There, tapping insistently on the glass, was an iridescent green-gold beetle, a rare European cousin to the sacred Egyptian scarab. Astonished by this striking coincidence, Jung caught the beetle gently and handed it to his patient. In that instant, something shifted profoundly within her, opening her mind to possibilities she had previously dismissed outright. To Jung, this was no mere coincidence. This was synchronicity, the universe speaking clearly through meaningful alignment, far beyond chance alone. But what exactly distinguishes synchronicity from mere coincidence? Jung himself described synchronicity as meaningful coincidence. Events that occur without direct causal connection, yet carry powerful significance. These experiences resonate deeply, feeling orchestrated by something far beyond mere randomness. Almost as if the universe itself is quietly communicating through symbols, timing, and improbable alignments. You may have experienced this yourself. Perhaps you've repeatedly glanced at the clock precisely at 11:11, thought of an old friend moments before they unexpectedly contacted you, or discovered a book offering exactly the advice you needed at precisely the right moment. Jung saw these occurrences as profound glimpses into a hidden, interconnected reality, suggesting life is woven together by invisible threads of meaning. Throughout this video, we'll decode Jung's captivating concept of synchronicity, his secret language of the universe. Together, we'll uncover astonishing real-world examples, unravel the psychology behind these extraordinary moments, and reveal practical ways to recognize and invite more synchronicity into your own life. Is synchronicity merely psychological projection, or genuine evidence of a cosmic order that science cannot yet fully explain? Let's explore what Jung believed, and perhaps discover if the universe truly does speak directly to each one of us. Later in this video, we'll uncover one particularly profound example, a synchronicity that even Jung himself found difficult to explain rationally. But first, we must journey back to the moment synchronicity transformed Jung's entire understanding of reality. Carl Jung spent much of his life exploring mysteries traditional psychology struggled to address. Yet his encounter with the scarab beetle wasn't merely an isolated event. It was part of a broader series of inexplicable experiences, compelling Jung to reconsider the boundaries between mind and matter. These remarkable moments suggested something profound, an unseen connection linking human consciousness directly with external reality. Determined to understand these anomalies, Jung collaborated extensively with Nobel Prize-winning physicist Wolfgang Pauli. Together they pondered whether quantum physics and psychology might intersect at these astonishing crossroads, events defying traditional explanations of cause and effect. It was through their groundbreaking collaboration and through Jung's personal encounters that he finally formulated the revolutionary theory he termed synchronicity. He described it as a causal connecting principle, events linked not by direct cause and effect, but by shared meaning and purpose. Jung himself famously declared, "Synchronicity is an ever-present reality for those who have eyes to see." He argued that these significant coincidences often appeared precisely at critical crossroads, guiding individuals toward greater awareness, insight, and transformation. Another famous example Jung recounted is what became known as the fish incident. In one particularly tense therapy session, a patient described a recurring dream involving a large, unusual fish. Precisely as she described this vivid image, Jung found himself drawn inexplicably to the window where, to his amazement, a large fish lay freshly caught on the quayside, a truly improbable occurrence in their inland location. Both Jung and his patient were deeply shaken by this improbable synchronization, further reinforcing his belief that synchronicity is more than trivial coincidence. It's evidence of a deeper connection between our inner worlds and external reality. Yet if synchronicities truly communicate profound meanings, how can we distinguish these events from ordinary coincidences? Jung identified three critical criteria: The events must be improbable, carry deep personal significance, and defy rational explanations. These unusual occurrences, he insisted, compel us toward greater introspection, offering clues about who we truly are, where we're going, and what matters most. Synchronicity for Jung represented moments when the universe nudged us toward deeper awareness or critical insight, often guiding us subtly but unmistakably toward important crossroads of personal growth. But Jung was not alone in recognizing these extraordinary events. Throughout history, artists, inventors, and visionaries have described profound synchronicities that shaped their lives and decisions. Albert Einstein, for instance, once remarked, "Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous," echoing Jung's intuitive belief in hidden patterns guiding humanity. Even skeptics concede that these moments profoundly impact those who experience them, leaving lasting emotional resonance impossible to ignore. As we move forward, we must ask ourselves, are synchronicities merely psychological constructs, or are they windows into a deeper, universal intelligence guiding us from behind the scenes? To explore this question further, let's journey deeper into Jung's secret language, understanding precisely what differentiates synchronicity from chance, and discovering how to discern the hidden messages it contains. What exactly transforms an ordinary coincidence into the profound phenomenon Jung named synchronicity? According to Jung, for a coincidence to qualify as synchronistic, three crucial ingredients must align perfectly: improbability, deep personal significance, and the complete absence of causal explanation. These are the moments when two seemingly unrelated events connect, not through cause and effect, but through a shared meaning so strikingly personal that they cannot be dismissed or easily explained away. Such events feel orchestrated by an invisible intelligence, like hidden conversations unfolding between ourselves and the universe itself. Perhaps you've experienced this yourself, that inexplicable feeling when you think intensely of someone long absent from your life, and moments later they unexpectedly contact you. Or those persistent numbers sequences like 1111, 222, or 444, appearing so frequently they feel impossible to dismiss as mere randomness. Jung argued these were not meaningless quirks of chance, but glimpses into an interconnected reality, symbolic dialogues bridging our inner emotional lives with the external world, deeply affirming that we are part of something larger and mysterious. Critics might argue such experiences merely reflect human pattern-seeking behavior, our innate tendency to find meaning even where none exists. Yet Jung, supported by decades of observation, insisted these meaningful coincidences resonated precisely because they spoke directly to our innermost concerns, hopes or fears. Imagine a man in midlife wrestling privately with uncertainty about his future, questioning whether he's living authentically. Suddenly he encounters a quote from Joseph Campbell: "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." Exactly at the moment he's considering taking a bold step towards change. For Jung, this is more than random chance. It's synchronicity, a symbolic message illuminating precisely the courage he requires at a pivotal crossroads. Critically, Jung emphasized that synchronicities occur entirely outside conventional logic. Events synchronize through meaning, not causation. Imagine two clocks in separate rooms chiming simultaneously. Neither cause the other, yet they share a meaningful alignment. Life, Jung proposed, unfolds similarly. Moments align not through logical cause and effect chains, but through meaningful resonance, quietly guiding us toward deeper insight or personal transformation. Yet critics persistently argue synchronicity merely reflects human biases, our tendency to remember meaningful hits and ignore meaningless misses. But even skeptics acknowledge how powerfully these synchronistic moments affect people emotionally, compelling meaningful action and life-altering decisions. Jung himself understood this tension, openly admitting synchronicity exists at the intersection of science and spirituality, psychology and mysticism, a paradoxical bridge connecting the rational and intuitive worlds. For Jung, synchronicities signaled communication from the collective unconscious, humanity's shared storehouse of symbolic wisdom, dreams and archetypes. He believed this ancient reservoir constantly spoke to us through symbolic events, especially during crucial life junctures, helping us navigate life's complexities. Far from mere curiosities, these meaningful coincidences represented profound invitations, urging us toward self-awareness, authenticity, and deeper connections with existence. But what, specifically, prompts the universe to communicate so subtly yet profoundly through synchronicities? What purpose do these seemingly miraculous moments ultimately serve in our personal journeys? Let's delve further, exploring why synchronicities happen and precisely what they mean for our lives. Carl Jung saw synchronicities as far more than mysterious oddities to marvel at. They were purposeful events deliberately designed to guide and awaken us at critical moments. Synchronicities, according to Jung, often emerge precisely during periods of profound emotional upheaval, uncertainty, or pivotal decision-making. They act as gentle yet insistent signals from the unconscious, nudging us towards self-awareness, growth, and transformation precisely when we need it most. Consider Jung's patient encountering the scarab beetle. Her rational mind was firmly resistant, yet the synchronicity broke through precisely at the psychological impasse, sparking an openness to deeper self-exploration. Jung believed such meaningful coincidences often surface at these crossroads, challenging our habitual ways of thinking and nudging us toward personal authenticity. They confront us with symbolic messages so striking we simply cannot ignore their significance, compelling us to pause and reconsider our path. This guiding purpose of synchronicity aligns remarkably with ancient, mystical, and spiritual traditions worldwide, something Jung himself acknowledged extensively. Ancient Chinese philosophy spoke of Tao, a hidden harmony uniting all things. Similarly, Eastern traditions teach that seemingly random events often symbolize profound spiritual truths, guiding individuals towards enlightenment. Jung himself explored these traditions extensively, recognizing their intuitive understanding of reality as profoundly interconnected. Synchronicity thus becomes a modern bridge between psychology and spirituality, rationality and intuition, confirming our deep sense of connectedness with life itself. Yet synchronicities are not solely spiritual phenomena, they're equally psychological events with profound implications for our mental and emotional well-being. Jung proposed they represent direct communication from our unconscious mind, a kind of internal GPS system, signaling when we stray too far from our authentic path. Synchronicities subtly but insistently redirect us, reminding us of truths we might prefer to overlook, encouraging courage in times of uncertainty, reassurance during confusion, or validation when making bold decisions. Jung called this lifelong journey towards authenticity individuation, asserting that synchronicities were essential landmarks guiding each of us towards discovering our unique path. Jung also cautioned against misinterpreting every coincidence as synchronistic. While deeply believing in synchronicity's meaningfulness, he emphasized discernment and emotional resonance as key. Genuine synchronicities feel different, charged with emotional or intuitive recognition, instantly distinguishable from ordinary chance events. The universe, Jung implied, communicates subtly, offering gentle yet unmistakable nudges towards our personal growth and self-realization. Yet skeptics, even those sympathetic to Jung's psychology, raise important questions. Is synchronicity merely our brain seeking meaningful patterns in randomness, or does it reflect a deeper order? Notably, renowned physicist Wolfgang Pauli, who collaborated closely with Jung, found these questions compelling enough to explore scientifically, recognizing parallels between quantum mechanics' interconnectedness and Jung's synchronicity. Even among skeptics, synchronicities are difficult to dismiss entirely, precisely because their emotional resonance is so potent, transforming people's lives by encouraging new perspectives, decisions, and personal transformations. Jung summarized synchronicity's profound purpose beautifully, declaring, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Synchronicities, then, invite us to consciously engage with our deepest truths, breaking the cycle of unconscious repetition and revealing pathways toward genuine freedom and fulfillment. But what do these powerful synchronicities look like in practice? Do particular patterns of meaningful coincidences repeat frequently? To better understand synchronicity's real-world impact, let's explore some notable historical accounts. Profound stories demonstrating exactly how synchronicities manifest in transformative ways, enriching our understanding and appreciation of Jung's secret language of the universe. To truly appreciate the depth and power of synchronicity, we need look no further than remarkable examples from history and well-documented personal accounts, events that vividly demonstrate synchronicity's extraordinary variety and profound impact. Jung himself frequently cited astonishing examples to illustrate this principle, and historical figures have shared experiences that continue to inspire awe, curiosity, and thoughtful reflection. One of history's most striking examples involves Abraham Lincoln, who famously dreamt of his own death only days before his assassination. Lincoln described to friends a vivid dream of wandering through the White House, drawn toward sounds of weeping mourners. Entering the East Room, he saw a shrouded body surrounded by grieving figures. When Lincoln asked who had died, he was told solemnly it was the president himself, murdered by an assassin. Mere days later, Lincoln attended Ford's Theatre, where John Wilkes Booth fatally shot him. Such prophetic dreams have long fascinated Jungian analysts, demonstrating the powerful alignment of the unconscious mind with external reality, an unmistakable example of synchronicity transcending mere coincidence. Another compelling historical instance comes from the renowned novelist Anthony Hopkins. While preparing for a film adaptation of The Girl from Petrovka, Hopkins struggled to find a copy of the original novel anywhere. Frustrated, after a fruitless search through London bookstores, Hopkins sat waiting at a bench in Leicester Square Station. Astonishingly, he glanced down and found an abandoned copy of the very book he desperately sought resting beside him. But the synchronicity deepened when Hopkins later met the novel's author, George Pfeiffer. Hopkins explained how difficult it had been to find the book, only to learn that the exact copy he found, complete with annotations, was one Pfeiffer himself had lost several weeks earlier. Such a profound coincidence is difficult to dismiss casually, reflecting Jung's belief that synchronicities signify deeper meaning woven subtly through our lives. Synchronicities can also take the form of deeply meaningful symbolic patterns, such as repeated numbers. The phenomenon of 1111, for example, is widely reported and holds special significance for countless individuals worldwide. Numerous viewers commenting on synchronicity videos highlight repeatedly noticing this number sequence at pivotal moments in their lives, feeling intuitively that it signals spiritual awakening, alignment, or encouragement from the universe. Jung explained these repeating patterns as powerful symbolic messages emerging from the collective unconscious, universally understood yet deeply personal in significance. Dreams, as Jung famously explored, frequently reveal profound synchronicities as well. Beyond the scarab beetle incident, Jung documented numerous cases in which patients' dreams foretold precise real-world events, or symbolically mirrored their waking reality in astonishing detail. For instance, Jung recounted a patient who repeatedly dreamt of catastrophic flooding at times of emotional upheaval. Shortly afterward, the patient's external circumstances dramatically shifted, mirroring the flood imagery of their dream. Jung saw such dream synchronicities as powerful bridges linking our inner emotional worlds directly with outer reality, reflecting our unconscious mind's intuitive knowledge of forthcoming life changes or necessary transformations. These remarkable examples underline Jung's insistence that synchronicity isn't mere chance but meaningful communication intended to provoke reflection, inspire action, or confirm intuition. Whether historically documented or personally experienced, these extraordinary moments remind us of our profound interconnectedness with something deeper, transcending logic or conventional explanations. Yet recognizing synchronicity is only the beginning. Is it possible not merely to experience these remarkable events passively, but to actively encourage and invite synchronicity into our lives? How can we become more receptive to this subtle language of the universe, learning to discern its gentle guidance clearly and consistently? Carl Jung believed that we could, and he left clues about exactly how. Let's explore this profound possibility together next. Carl Jung believed synchronicities aren't random. Rather, they're subtle messages from deeper layers of reality, speaking continuously yet often ignored amidst life's noise. If we genuinely wish to experience more synchronicities, we must first become adept at listening, learning to tune into the universe's gentle whisperings, bridging rational thought with intuitive insight. The foundation for recognizing synchronicity, Jung suggested, lies in cultivating heightened awareness and mindfulness. He famously said, "Synchronicity is an ever-present reality for those who have eyes to see," urging us to pay close attention to moments of emotional resonance, symbolic repetition, or unexpected alignments. Practicing mindfulness or meditation, even briefly, helps quiet mental noise and sharpens our perceptiveness. Over time, this focused attention reveals hidden patterns and meaningful connections previously unnoticed, synchronicities that offer guidance, reassurance, and wisdom precisely when we need it most. Keeping a synchronicity journal significantly enhances this awareness. By recording unusual coincidences or meaningful encounters immediately, we deepen our intuitive connection with the unconscious. Jung himself encouraged journaling, believing it allowed us to see symbolic patterns clearly and intuitively grasp their significance. As the journal grows, repeating symbols or themes, perhaps specific numbers, recurring dreams, or symbolic encounters, begin to emerge distinctly, forming a personalized symbolic language uniquely guiding each individual towards authenticity and insight. Another crucial step Jung advocated was listening carefully to intuition, trusting those subtle internal nudges we often dismiss. Jung stated clearly, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate," emphasizing that our inner wisdom constantly attempts communication. When we experience a synchronicity, pausing to consider our intuitive reaction, whether it's excitement, recognition, or quiet reassurance, can yield profound clarity, gently steering us toward the right decisions. This active, thoughtful engagement transforms synchronicities from mere curiosities into genuine pathways for growth and change. But Jung also advised balance, encouraging openness without superstition or obsession. Not every coincidence carries profound meaning, and overinterpreting trivial events risks diluting synchronicity's genuine significance. True synchronicities, he emphasized, carry an unmistakable emotional resonance, a quiet yet powerful sense of alignment instantly recognizable. Learning to discern authentic synchronicities from ordinary coincidences fosters stronger self-trust, enabling clearer interpretation and practical integration of these meaningful messages into daily life. Jung even suggested directly asking the universe for guidance, a simple yet profoundly effective practice. Clearly formulating the question or seeking clarity regarding life decisions, then attentively observing subsequent events, frequently produces astonishing results. Such openness doesn't imply magical thinking, but rather a humble acceptance that answers can come from unexpected sources, overheard conversations, strikingly relevant quotes, or perfectly timed advice. Many who've applied Jung's approach report extraordinary results, receiving timely reassurance or confirmation exactly when needed. Ultimately, Jung believed synchronicity isn't just something we witness passively, it's a profound ongoing conversation we actively participate in, a dialogue between conscious and unconscious, self and universe. Through deliberate openness, mindful awareness, intuitive listening, and balanced discernment, synchronicities become trusted companions on life's journey, guiding us precisely when guidance is most vital. But once we begin recognizing synchronicities consistently, the deeper question remains: how can we meaningfully integrate these messages into our lives? What transformative possibilities does actively living in alignment with synchronicity unlock? In our concluding chapter, we'll uncover precisely how embracing this secret language of the universe enriches our existence, bringing deeper purpose, profound clarity, and genuine fulfillment to our lives. Having explored Jung's remarkable theory in depth, we now face perhaps the most significant question of all: how do we practically and meaningfully integrate synchronicity into our everyday lives? Recognizing these meaningful coincidences is undeniably captivating, but their true value lies in transforming how we live, think, and understand our place within the universe. Carl Jung believed that the greatest purpose of synchronicity isn't merely to intrigue or astonish us, it's to help us uncover and live in alignment with our authentic selves, guiding us on a path toward profound self-awareness, growth, and fulfillment. To actively live synchronicity means cultivating an ongoing dialogue between our inner world and external reality. Jung emphasized that meaningful coincidences serve as powerful reminders that we are not isolated beings navigating life alone, but integral parts of a far greater interconnected tapestry. By embracing this awareness, we invite a deep sense of belonging, purpose, and connection into our lives, qualities often missing for those navigating midlife uncertainty, questioning their identity, or feeling disconnected from deeper purpose. Synchronicities thus become gentle yet insistent affirmations, reassuring us at life's crossroads, nudging us forward precisely when we feel most lost or uncertain. One powerful key to living synchronicity authentically is trusting your intuition, learning to listen deeply and act courageously upon intuitive insights. Jung famously declared, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." By consciously engaging with synchronicity, carefully observing these signs, reflecting honestly upon their meaning, and then bravely acting upon intuitive knowledge, you empower yourself to break free from unconscious patterns of behavior or indecision. In doing so, you reclaim authority over your life's direction, aligning your choices with authentic purpose rather than habit, fear, or social expectation. Yet Jung urged a balanced approach: openness without superstition, attentiveness without obsessive interpretation. Not every coincidence bears profound meaning, and Jung was cautious against forcing interpretations onto trivial events. The art of living synchronicity authentically involves developing refined discernment, learning to intuitively recognize genuine synchronicities by their unmistakable emotional resonance. Authentic synchronicities carry a sense of deep alignment, often providing exactly the guidance or confirmation we seek in pivotal moments, yet arriving spontaneously and effortlessly rather than through our own insistence or expectation. Living synchronicity also requires active participation, choosing consciously to remain open to life's mysteries rather than retreating into purely rational skepticism or fearful conformity. Jung believed passionately that embracing life's uncertainties with curiosity and courage was central to psychological growth and authenticity. Synchronicities, he argued, encourage us to lean into the unknown, trusting there is meaningful order beneath surface chaos, guiding us forward even when the path isn't immediately clear. When we honor synchronicity's gentle nudges, we accept life's inherent unpredictability, not with resignation, but with humility, curiosity, and wonder. Importantly, Jung also saw synchronicities as gateways to understanding the collective unconscious, the vast, symbolic wisdom shared across humanity. Experiencing synchronicities frequently reminds us that our personal journeys mirror ancient human themes of transformation, rebirth, struggle, and enlightenment, whether through powerful symbolic dreams, recurring numerical patterns like 1111, or seemingly miraculous encounters. These experiences reassure us that our individual struggles and triumphs resonate deeply within the larger human story. Recognizing this shared dimension fosters profound compassion and empathy, enriching our relationships and grounding us in a deeper sense of unity. Ultimately, integrating synchronicity into your life isn't about proving its reality definitively. It's about consciously choosing to engage with existence as an ongoing conversation. Synchronicity invites us to remain humble yet curious, grounded yet open, rational yet intuitive. When we adopt this balanced stance, our lives become enriched, empowered by subtle guidance always available beneath ordinary appearances. Instead of drifting through life unconsciously, we step purposefully into a dynamic dialogue with reality itself, actively participating in shaping our destiny. As we conclude this exploration into Jung's extraordinary secret language of the universe, reflect on your personal experiences. Have you encountered profound coincidences, symbolic patterns, or intuitions you can't rationally explain yet deeply trust? Perhaps these synchronicities have quietly guided you toward authenticity, courage, or transformation precisely when you needed them most. Jung's ultimate invitation to us is simple yet profound: to recognize that we are constantly supported by deeper connections and invisible threads of meaning, woven silently throughout our lives. I genuinely love to hear your own stories of synchronicity, moments when life profoundly affirmed, guided, or transformed you. Share your experiences below. Your story could inspire someone else facing similar questions or doubts. And if this exploration resonated deeply, share this video with someone who might find reassurance or inspiration in Jung's remarkable insights. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Jung's secret language, synchronicity. If you've enjoyed this journey into psychology, spirituality, and consciousness, please subscribe and continue exploring life's profound mysteries together. As the poet Rumi once wrote, "What you seek is seeking you." Perhaps through synchronicity, the universe and your own soul have always been quietly conversing. The question remains, are you ready to listen?